Commander Zekthor's three eyes widened as he reviewed the battle reports from the Terran front. His mandibles clicked nervously, a gesture his subordinates had learned to recognize as profound concern. "Impossible," he hissed, his translator chip struggling to convey the depth of his disbelief. "The humans deployed only their standard military forces, and we lost an entire battle group." The Krillian Empire had conquered 47 star systems in the past decade. Their technology was superior, their warriors bred for combat, their tactics refined over centuries of warfare. When they encountered humanity's resistance on the colony world of New Carthage, they expected the usual pattern: initial defiance, followed by inevitable surrender. Instead, they found hell. The human soldiers fought with a ferocity that defied Krillian understanding. They refused to break even when outgunned, outmaneuvered, and surrounded. Worse, they adapted. Every tactic the Krillians employed was countered within days, sometimes hours. The humans called it combined arms warfare, and executed it with a precision that seemed almost artistic in its brutality. But what truly disturbed Zekthor was the report from his intelligence division. According to intercepted communications, the forces defending New Carthage were merely Earth's regular army, standard infantry, basic military units. The report sitting before him now contained a single chilling sentence: Terran Command has authorized deployment of Tier 1 assets. Zekthor didn't know what that meant. He was about to find out. The Krillian forward operating base on Titan's moon was considered impregnable, shielded by particle barriers, defended by automated turrets, and garrisoned by 3,000 elite shock troops. It served as the staging ground for the invasion of Earth's outer colonies. At 0347 hours, the base's sensors detected nothing unusual. By 0352 hours, every single Krillian inside was dead. The security footage, recovered later, showed phantoms. Figures in strange, dark suits moving with inhuman silence through corridors. They appeared on camera for mere seconds before disappearing into shadows that shouldn't have been deep enough to hide them. Their weapons made no sound, yet Krillian soldiers dropped where they stood, never knowing what killed them. The Krillians called an emergency war council. They had faced insurgents before, but never had they seen such surgical precision. Whoever these humans were, they operated on a different level entirely. Perhaps this was an anomaly, High Commander Vexlar suggested, trying to maintain his composure. A lucky strike by Terran Special Operations. He ordered increased security at all forward positions, triple patrols, sensor networks operating at maximum sensitivity. It wouldn't matter. Over the next 3 weeks, 12 more Krillian installations fell silent. A communications relay on Europa, a weapons depot on Callisto, a command ship in high orbit around Mars. Each attack was different, yet all bore the same signature: total operational success, 0 human casualties, and an eerie absence of evidence beyond the bodies left behind. The Krillian Empire, for the first time in its history, knew fear. The interrogation of a captured human intelligence officer finally provided answers. The prisoner, a junior analyst, seemed almost amused by his captor's questions. "You thought our army was the best we had?" He laughed, the sound harsh in the sterile interrogation chamber. "Friend, our army is what we send when we want the enemy to know we're coming. What you've been facing, that's what we send when we want you gone." He leaned forward, chains rattling. "Navy SEALs, Delta Force, Special Air Service, Spetsnaz defectors, Sayeret Matkal, Shayatet 13. We took the best warriors from every nation on Earth and gave them technology you can't even dream of. Optical camouflage, neural interfaces, weapons that make your particle rifles look like children's toys." The analyst's smile widened. "You came to our home expecting to conquer primitives. Instead, you've awakened something that spent centuries learning to kill itself in increasingly creative ways. Now, we're applying those lessons to you." Zekthor read the interrogation transcript 3 times. Each time, his blood ran colder. The humans hadn't even deployed their full strength. These elite forces numbered only in the thousands, yet they had effectively paralyzed the Krillian invasion force. But it was the final paragraph that made his decision inevitable. The prisoner had been asked about Earth's defensive capabilities. His response, "What you've seen is our scalpel. You really don't want to meet our hammer." Zekthor understood military terminology. A scalpel was for precise cuts. A hammer was for total destruction. If these elite forces were merely the precise instrument, he couldn't imagine what humanity's hammer looked like. He didn't want to. The evacuation order went out that night. The Krillian Empire would withdraw from Terran space, surrender all territorial claims, and offer full reparations. The High Council for once didn't question Zekthor's judgment. They had reviewed the same reports, watched the same footage, and reached the same conclusion. Humanity had evolved in a world of apex predators, where survival meant constant adaptation and competition. They had turned their planet into a paradise through sheer relentless determination. They had split the atom, mapped their own genome, and reached for the stars not because it was easy, but because something in their nature couldn't accept limitations. And when threatened, they revealed what lay beneath their civilization: warriors who had spent 10,000 years perfecting the art of warfare. The regular army was formidable, but their elite forces? They were something else entirely. They were the concentrated essence of human lethality, refined and focused into an instrument of such terrible efficiency that even thinking about them invited nightmares. As Zekthor's command ship jumped to FTL, leaving Terran space behind, he transmitted one final message to the Krillian High Command. It would become required reading for every species in the known galaxy. Humanity does not have warriors. Humanity has artists, scientists, and philosophers who, when necessary, can become the most dangerous force in the universe. Their regular military is merely a warning. Their elite forces are the promise of annihilation. We tested their resolve. We are fortunate they allowed us to retreat." He paused, then added, "I pray no species is ever foolish enough to give them a reason to show us their hammer." The message ended there. The Krillian Empire never returned to Terran space. Neither did anyone else who heard the story. Humanity had earned something far more valuable than victory. They had earned the right to be left alone.